The House of Representatives Republican Re-election Committee is expanding its list of House Democrats it considers vulnerable in the 2022 midterm elections, when the GOP aims to win back the majority in the chamber. The National Republican Congressional Committee (NRCC) on Wednesday expanded its 57-member offensive target list, adding 13 Democratic representatives, bringing the total to an ambitious 70 House Democrats it will target ahead of next year's midterms. The move by the NRCC comes hours after Virginia Republican gubernatorial nominee Glenn Youngkin narrowly defeated former Democratic Gov. Terry McAuliffe in a state that now President Biden carried by 10 points in last year's election and where GOP candidates hadn't won statewide in a dozen years. Virginia's race is considered a bellwether ahead of next year's elections, when Republicans need a net gain of just 5 seats in the 435-seat chamber to retake the House majority they lost in the 2018 midterms. The NRCC says their move also comes after numerous public polls show the generic congressional ballot improving for Republicans. The generic ballot, which asks whether a voter would support a generic Democrat or Republican candidate in their congressional district, is a closely watched question in the battle for control of the House. In a cycle like this, no Democrat is safe, NRCC Chairman Representative Tom Emmer emphasized. And he argued that voters are rejecting Democrat policies that have caused massive price increases, opened our borders, and spurred a nationwide crime wave. The 13 House Democrats added to the NRCC's list are Reps. Greg Stanton of Arizona AZ09, Ed Perlmutter of Colorado CO07, Joe Courtney of Colorado CT02, Darren Soto of Florida FL09, Sanford Bishop of Georgia GA02. Frank Mervyn of Indiana IN01, David Trone of Maryland MD06, G.K. Butterfield of North Carolina NC01, Annie Custer of New Hampshire NH02, Teresa Leger Fernandez of New Mexico NM03, Madeline Dean of Pennsylvania PA04, Jim Cooper of Tennessee TN05, and Jennifer Wexton of Virginia VA10. The rival Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee quickly fired back on Wednesday morning. The NRCC is mistaken if they think they can easily emulate a campaign that skipped a messy GOP primary, had no political record to defend, and routinely kept President Trump at arm's length, DCCC spokesperson Chris Taylor told Fox News, as he pointed to Youngkin's path to victory. Taylor emphasized that we have a year until the midterm elections, and on top of passing historic legislation that includes game-changing investments in our infrastructure and working families, Democrats are working to ensure battleground voters understand the grave danger that House Republicans and their extremism present to not only our families, but our democracy.